Hey everybody, Chris the old ass retro gamer here, and you're watching Captain Algebra. Remember Kenna, suckers.
Hey everybody, Captain Algebra here. Welcome to my pickups from April of 2021. So it was a really good month. You guys know it was my birthday beginning of the month, and I went game hunting with Chris Pico in Chicago. But first, we're going to start with a gift that was from Joe Zayas. He makes a lot of hacks for people in the community, and there's a hack that I asked him for. And he also sent some other stuff with it, which is pretty cool. So he gave me the box for Clay Fighter Tournament Edition. Don't have the game yet, but pretty sweet. Once I get the game, I'll have the box. Then we have this sweet Double Dragon 2 postcard, and it also comes with some Double Dragon 2 decals. And then a really cool House of the Dead Overkill comic book. It's actually a prelude to it involving Varla guns, so that was pretty sweet. And then the game he got me was Super Mario World Return to Dinosaur Land. So I've already streamed this. This game is amazing. It is basically a sequel to Super Mario World. It plays exactly like Super Mario World, but completely different levels, and it was a lot of fun. When I first started playing, I was kind of like, yeah, this kind of just meh. But then once you started getting into the game, there's some really cool level design. I was very impressed with some of the levels. So we beat it in one stream, had a lot of fun with it. So if you play hacks and you love Super Mario World, this is a must-buy. Then we got 2 PS4 games. Usually we save those for last, but we're going to talk about those now, and then the rest will be just the pickups from game hunting. So first I got Doom 3 on the VR, so I'm big into the VR. I don't play it enough, but as soon as Doom 3 was coming out, I believe 8-Bit Glitch told me about this one. I think it was a GameStop exclusive, because I got to grab this, and this is awesome. It's Doom 3, but in VR. So cool. I really liked it. Now, I hadn't played VR for a while when I started playing this, and so eventually I was starting to feel a little bit sick, but you do have the option to do like the turns at different amount of degrees, or you can do just smooth turns. I was doing smooth, and I think maybe if I did the more like in degrees, it might have been better. We'll see, but I was having a lot of fun with it. And then we've got Res Infinite. I think I got this from I Am 8-Bit. So this was, Chris Pico told me about this. This is a reprint. They had already released it a while ago, and they ran out. So this is the Eco Edition, I think. So it's all cardboard instead of being plastic. But this is a really cool, like, on-rails shooter. Very cool to play in VR. You can play it not in VR, but it's much better in VR. So it was very, very cool. Big fan of this game. And now everything else is from when I went game hunting. So part of it is from when I went to Chicago with Pico, but then I had some money left over. So the next weekend I went game hunting in my area and bought a lot of other stuff as well. So let's get right into it. We're going to start with some Xbox 360 games. First, we've got Far Cry 2. So I've been really wanting to get into the Far Cry series. I have a bunch of them already. I think I got 5, 3, New Dawn, is that one? Or Primal, one of those ones. So I have most of them already, and so I want to go back as far as I can. I don't think Far Cry is on console. It might be. I'll have to check into that. So I might have to start with Far Cry 2, but glad to finally grab that. Then we grabbed the Walking Dead Telltale series. So I believe this is the entire series. I did play, I think, episode 1. I think it was free on Xbox Gold at one point, and I enjoyed it, so I figured I want the physical. And from what I played of it, I really liked it. And then I did grab Prototype 2. So this always looked really, really cool. You have these really cool powers. You can see you've got like this arm that's like a blade that's also like a mutant. I don't know, it's really cool. I also did grab Prototype 1, but that one didn't work. So at least I got a nice case and manual, so if I find it loose, we can use that. Then we've got a couple Wii games. The first one was Drawn to Life, The Next Chapter. This game always looked interesting. You basically start by drawing your character, and then as you go through the levels, you have to draw things into the game to help you progress. Then we've got Mad World. This is a game I've wanted for a long time. Always seemed really, really cool. I love the art style. It's all black and white. However, there's a lot of blood, and that's all red. But it's a very, very violent game, and it's kind of cool how you kill some enemies. You got a chainsaw basically attached to your hand. You can use that to kill them. You can hang them on spikes and stuff. It's really cool. And then we picked up Obscure, the Aftermath. So Obscure was on the PS2. Had a chance to buy it a few years ago. I didn't. It's pretty pricey now. But I heard good things about it, so I figured I would check out the Aftermath, which is much cheaper. So it's just kind of like a horror game, walking simulator. Be interested to actually get into it and see how it is. Next, we will go with the PS2 games. First one, a couple months ago, I had TMNT month. Maybe that was April. I think it was April. Was it? April? No. February? March. March was TMNT month. So I was playing a bunch of TMNT games, and there's more that I wanted, so I picked up TMNT on the PS2. So this is after the movie, I believe, that came out back in this era. So it seems pretty cool. I've not played it a lot, but I've heard decent games. I know Jason from Corpseful Gaming played all of the TMNT games that month, and he said, there's pretty not really any bad ones, They're all pretty good, so I'm excited to try that one. We picked up G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra. Picked this one up because I saw Megadan play it. It seemed like a lot of fun. Let's just go around, almost like 3D Contra is what it seems like, but you can unlock different Joes as you go. You start, I think, with Duke, and then someone else. I can't remember the other person that you start with, but it seems really, really cool. The next one I got was Dark Watch. Now, unfortunately, this did not have the manual, but I was okay with that because I know this game's going up in price, and I never see it anywhere, and J-Chip really recommended it. He did a review on it. So basically a first-person shooter, and you go around killing like vampires and werewolves and that kind of stuff and other skeletons. So it seems really, really cool. Definitely look forward to try that. And then finally we got Area 51, which is another first-person shooter. I remember when this game came out, it looked really interesting. I've always thought aliens were kind of cool and believed that they're out there somewhere. And so you add the fact that Area 51 is so secretive in the United States, and first-person shooters that I love, I figured this would be kind of fun. Now, I haven't checked it out, but I believe David Duchovny does a voice in this game. I was capturing game footage, I'm like, God, that sounds like David Duchovny, but I forgot to look it up, so I feel like it is. If not, it sounds a lot like him. Next, we got one GameCube game, and that is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Mutant Nightmare. So I have the first two. I just streamed Battle Nexus for TMNT month and hated it, but I had to get 3. I wanted all of them. So far, this one seems more fun. This is interesting, though. You choose one of the 4 turtles to be, but then all the other turtles are in the level with you, controlled by the computer. So it'd be a lot of fun to play it 4-player where everyone can play. You can also unlock Turtles in Time arcade game on this, which is really cool. I don't think I've ever played the actual arcade version. I've only played the Super Nintendo version. But unlike in Battle Nexus, where you don't unlock the arcade game until the end, I think you unlock this one pretty early on. So that'll be fun to play. Then, actually, let's go with some Game Boy Advance games. First one, Iridian 2. So I heard about this a while back from a Metal Jesus Rocks Hidden Gem video, that this is a really fun shooter on the Game Boy Advance. I picked up the first one, Iridian 3D, complete box, the first time I went game hunting with Pico, and I could never find number 2, so finally grabbed it. It's really cool. It got an interesting power-up system. You can kind of choose which one you want to power up as you go, because you got a bunch of different weapons that are more useful depending on the situation. And I really like it so far. Excited to try that more. And then, also on the Game Boy Advance, we got TMNT 2 Battle Nexus. I know I hated Battle Nexus on the GameCube. However, I know obviously the Game Boy Advance games are a little bit different. I loved the first one on the Game Boy Advance, so I figured I would try this one out. So far, it's pretty fun, and so far it's better than Battle Nexus on the GameCube. Then we got a couple TurboGrafx games. I barely ever buy these, but found some for decent prices. First one we got is Final Lap Twin. So this is really cool. This is an RPG, but with race cars. So as you progress through the game, you have to upgrade your race car to beat other racers. So it seemed really, really cool, and it was only 20 bucks. And then we picked up Legendary Axe. So I've been wanting this one for a while. I had a chance to actually get it with its cardboard box for like 40 bucks a year ago or so. Should have done it, but I was spending too much money, so I didn't. But oh well, this game really reminds me of Astyanax. That's on the NES, but basically you go around with your little axe killing things, and as you power up, your power meter goes up, and so you can attack more strongly against enemies. But every time you attack, your power meter goes all the way down, so if you keep swinging it fast, you're going to hit them a lot, but not do a lot of damage. If you let it refill up, you'll be able to kill them faster, but you also have to wait and dodge stuff. So really cool game so far. I might stream that at some point. Then we have the NES. First one we got was Gyrus. This is a shooter that I've wanted for a while, and it's kind of cool that because it's the play screen, you go around in a circle shooting at stuff that are kind of coming at you. So it takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's a lot of fun so far. I'm glad I picked that up. And I got Rescue the Embassy Mission. So I thought this was a different game. I thought this one, I think Mission Impossible that Dan really likes on the NES. But this game's pretty fun too. It's got a lot of different style of missions. Like the first one, you're trying to sneak past all these searchlights and guards, and trying to, I believe, sneak into a building. There's another part I think where you're like a sniper and shooting at people. But it seems really cool. I know it's really short, so I'll probably beat that this year at some point. Then a puzzle game I've wanted for a while, and that's Solomon's Key. Always been intrigued with this one. So you can build blocks and destroy blocks. You have to get a key to open the door to escape the level, but you also have to worry about enemies and be able to avoid them and stuff. Next we got Bugs Bunny Birthday Blowout. So this is one I've been wanting for a while. It's just a simple platformer. Doesn't look the greatest on the console, but I've heard it's a pretty solid game. And I like platformers, so we'll run through that at some point. And then the last NES game was a shooter that I've been wanting for a while, and that's 1943. So that's really cool. I played 1942, it's alright. Everyone's always said 1943 is much better, and it definitely is. Plays better, sounds better. I don't love the power-up system. Basically, you can shoot at the power-up and get a different power-up. I don't like that. It's kind of like Twin Bee, where you shoot at the bells. You also have an energy meter. So it's nice that you don't just take one hit and you die, but your energy meter is constantly going down. So you lose energy if you get hit and as you're just flying. And I don't like that. I feel like if you're going to have a meter like that, only lose health if you get hit, not just be going down. So that's kind of annoying. Heard it's pretty tough, but it seems fun so far. Glad to add to the collection. Then we got a bunch of Super Nintendo games. First one was Tin Star. I was getting confused with Rye Star, but this has actually turned out to be pretty cool. Basically an on-rail shooter. You're this like robot cowboy who becomes the sheriff of the town, and you kind of have to take out all of the bad guys in the area. And what's really cool is you can use the Super Nintendo controller, the mouse and mouse pad, or the Super Scope. So kind of cool. Next we've got Total Carnage. So this is the sequel to Super Smash TV, and it is a lot of fun. So instead of like playing a game and trying to get money and stuff, it's just Total Carnage going around blowing stuff up. Got the similar power-ups and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Then we've got Thunder Spirits, which is the same game as Thunder Force 3 on the Sega Genesis. So I played through that game, I've beaten it, I loved it, it's a lot of fun. So this game's a little bit different. Number one, you can't choose what mission you go to, there's a set order. I also don't like the fact that there's no auto fire. You can't just hold the button down, you have to keep pressing it. That's kind of annoying, but it's a really good game. I really suggest it. We got Venom and Spider-Man Separation Anxiety. So I've got Maximum Carnage. I've heard it's really good, haven't played it yet. I've always wanted Separation Anxiety as well. It's really cool how you can choose between Venom or Spider-Man. Venom being slower, more powerful. Spider-Man being quicker and less powerful. Like it so far, but I gotta play Maximum Carnage first. This next one was for Waves and Games, Peter Bateman. He had a good laugh when I showed it to him, and that's Super Troll Islands. So Peter used to do these live streams where he would do his lunchtime. He would do Super Nintendo Roulette on his emulator, and we'd pick a number or tell him a game we wanted him to play, and he'd play it. So I wanted him to play Super Troll Islands, and he played it, and he did eventually beat it. So that was really cool. So I'm like, you know what? I gotta grab it and play it, and if he wants me to stream it at some point, I will for a request. I did stream it a little bit after I beat a game one night, and it's interesting, for sure. The heads are a little creepy, because they never really move. They just, I don't know, it's weird. Last Super Nintendo game we got was Prehistoric Man. So this one looked interesting. It's not one I've received. It plays similar to Joe and Mac. You're a caveman going around, I believe, probably needing to save your girlfriend or wife or whatever. But you got a club to kill stuff. You can jump on enemies' heads. A lot of hidden stuff to find. I liked it so far. Then we got one Sega Master System game, and that's Rastan. So I've always heard good things about this. My brother actually has the arcade game of this at his house. That's pretty cool. I have Rastan 2 in Sega Genesis. I know back in the day, Gamer really likes this, so I finally grabbed it. It has no manual, but again, it's kind of one of those, like, I believe this was there the last time I was there, and no one had bought it yet. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to grab it. I don't buy a lot for the Master System. It's a good game. So having fun with it so far. And then finally, we got a few Sega Genesis games. First one, another one I've already streamed, and that's Arch Rivals. So I always heard really good things about this game. It's basically just a beat 'em up with basketball. You're playing basketball, you can push each other, there's no rules, you can goaltend and stuff. Only problem is it's basically one game and you're done. So you can pick your player, and then you play the game, and then you're done. And you can play another game if you want. There's no like tournament mode or season mode, which is kind of annoying. So unless you're playing co-op, there's not a whole lot of replayability with this game. I had fun with it, but it's super easy. But it's cool to get a complete box. Then we've got Jewel Master. This has actually been on my wish list for a while. It was an early Sega Genesis game, and it's kind of cool. You find different rings as you go, and you can combine them in different ways. They give you different powers. Sometimes it can be like a barricade, sometimes it's a fireball, sometimes it's a wave shot. But it's really cool so far. This one also did not have the manual, but again, it was one I'd been looking for a while. So I figured I would just grab it right now and then look for the manual down the road. Then we've got Prince of Persia. So I believe this plays just like the NES game. It's not in the greatest shape, but it's kind of cool. There's some stickers from, I believe, Woodman's, which is a local grocery store near me, so I didn't know they used to rent games, so that was kind of cool. And so yeah, it doesn't play the greatest, Prince of Persia, compared to like the newer Prince of Persia games, but it seems kind of fun. So, I'm always on the lookout for Genesis games, so I grabbed it. And the last one, I was looking for these type of games all over Chicago. Didn't find a single one I wanted. Finally got one when I was searching by me. And we got Barbie Supermodel. That's right, we gotta play some more Barbie games. This one, you're basically Barbie, going back and forth between practices and then photo shoots. And then there's some mini games along the way. I don't know if you actually can beat it or if it's just constant doing different modeling gigs, but we'll definitely be streaming this soon. In fact, this might be the next game we stream once Star Wars month is over, once we get back to Genesis A to Z. So there you go, a really good month. Good to be able to go visit Pico and Game Hunt in Chicago, as well as go to these stores around me that I hadn't been to in a long time. So got a lot of good stuff, a lot of fun stuff. Some games I've already beaten, so I'm excited to play more of these. Thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time, this is Captain Algebra, signing off.